Welcome, everybody. I'm Marc David, founder of the Institute for the Psychology of Eating. I am here today with the lovely Leslie McCoy. Welcome, Leslie.
Hi.
I'm glad we're in this conversation. We're going to be talking about your life as an eating psychology coach and or a graduate of our professional training. So I'm glad you're doing this. Tell us first where you are geographically.
I am in Little Falls, Minnesota, about a mile west of the Mississippi River.
So does that mean you got some water around you? Like if I come there, I can go jump in a nice lake?
Yes, the river, there are a lot of rivers and lakes. The river runs through a lot of lakes, 10,000 lakes everywhere, including my basement.
You know, I just want to pop in for a second. Somebody's mentioning in the comments section that you don't hear a sound. You know, according to all my calculations, we do have sound. It might mean if you can't hear sound and you're trying to tune in, just refresh your browser or just make sure your sound is turned up. Because according to everything I see on my gizmos, we are seen and heard. But if anybody else...
Good, yes.
Other people can hear us. So Brenda, yeah, you might need to refresh your browser. So Miss Leslie, what possessed you to sign up for the training in the first place? Like, how did you arrive at that choice? What happened to get you there?
I had seen some of the ads about it, and I called and started talking to someone about it originally a year ago. It's been a year about this time, maybe in June last year. I called and started talking to someone, and pretty soon after a few conversations, really understanding where this would take me, I felt this is what I wanted. This is exactly what I needed. Exactly.
So was it for personal reasons, professional reasons, both, neither?
Professional. No, professional, but it ended up being personal, which was huge for me. But originally it was professional. I felt I needed something more. I've always been searching for something. I work in the school district in town here. I'm just always constantly searching for something, and this is it. This was huge for me, huge.
So you took the training. How was it huge? What happened? Give me some details.
Okay, personally, it was the biggest eye-opener learning experience you can even imagine for me to understand what it is I've been going through all these years, and all of a sudden, here it is, slap me in the face. This is why. Everything I've gone through in my whole life, this is why. I've been able to understand exactly what I've gone through in my life. I remember as a teenager feeling so fat and I never was fat. I look back and think I was never fat, but I remember the feelings. Those feelings are real. You can't argue with those feelings. And this is huge. When I look back now, I think, oh my gosh, this is what it's all been about. It's been about my emotions, about what was going on in my life. I never even felt nutritionally, every time I ate, I didn't feel that food was nutritional for me. It was always, I better starve myself. That's when I was feeling healthy, when I was starving. And when I look now thinking, oh my gosh, and I have an opportunity now to help other people. So that was just a big, and I watched my parents. My dad was an art teacher. He was an avid health nut. We used to say, oh, that's probably why he's survived prostate cancer. I used to think, oh, he lived longer because he was always dieting. So there was a side of me that thought, oh, that's what you need to do. You need to diet to live longer. But when we understood it, that's not what kept him living longer, was his diet, him dieting.
So Leslie, I'm going to ask you a personal question. How old are you? You don't have to answer.
No, I'll be 60. I'm almost 60.
How old were you when you took the training?
59, 58, 59.
I ask because that's pretty impressive there, young lady, to sort of, set your sights on having a career change at 59 years old. How cool is that?
This is huge for me, and I'm so motivated by it. I'm not even nervous about it. I feel so passionate about it that it's real for me. This is real, and I'm doing something with it. It's huge for me. This is huge. It's huge. You're right. It's like I'm old and I'm changing. I just felt that this is it. This is it. This is where I need to be with this eating psychology coaching, and it's really where it is for me right now. Perfect. It was meant to be. This is it.
So for the clients you're seeing right now, what type, who, and for what?
Okay, we'll talk about a little case study that's real interesting right now. It's somebody that I've known, and she's felt, she's gained weight. She's still young to me, in her 40s probably, and she's gained weight, and it's really bothering her. She's tried everything. Mm-hmm. Everything. She knows it's her thyroid, but there's nothing wrong with her thyroid. She knows it's something else, but there's nothing wrong. It's lack of this vitamin, but nothing's wrong. She goes to the doctor, nothing is wrong. So we start talking, and I start talking and asking her questions. And pretty soon she's telling me about her relationship with her husband that got in a terrible accident years ago, and she took care of him. She traveled back and forth from Denver to Greeley every day. And her in-laws, she didn't feel that they appreciated it. And we pretty soon, push came to shove, and she was upset with her husband that he didn't support her after all those years, all that work she had done for him. And see, so it was like huge eye-opening for me. I was like, yes. She took it. She understood it, but she backed off too from me. So this is an interesting point right now. So I'm at a point with her right now that she's in, some of it's paid already. So, I'm trying to pull her back in, but she doesn't want that. She wants it to be a magic pill, something magical. And you know what? I've been there, and I know that isn't the answer. So I'm taking my time. It's a practice, and we're taking our time. And that's what I told her. This is a practice. This is one day at a time, and we need to do this one day at a time. It may take a long. You've spent a lot of years thinking a certain way. It's going to take time to pull you out of that needing this magic pill or a magic something. It's got to come from inside. So this was huge and exciting for me. It was really exciting. So anyway, that's one of them. That's just one of the things I'm doing. I'm also doing a healthy blends Herbalife thing that seems to contradict what I've been taught over the year. But what better place to find the people that need what I have to offer? Even though there's, I personally have not been on the scale. In a year, I had not been on the scale until I went to the doctor 2 weeks ago. Gained 4 pounds in a year. And I've been through stress. I've been through so much stress. I can't even tell you. I've been in court. I've had to move. I've got water in my basement. A lot of stress. And I still only gained 4 pounds. And I'm not beating myself up about it. This is huge. So again, what better place for me to take everything that I've learned into the diet weight loss challenge, because I've done it. I've been in this. I lost a lot of weight doing it. I won a lot of money doing it. It was motivating. What better place for me to go to talk to these people every week? And I'm going to do it every single week for the next 8 weeks. I get to go into this and share this. I am so pumped and excited about this.
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
That's just a few things.
Yeah, I want to return to this idea, this notion, this life experience where here you are, 59, 60 years old, and you make a shift by, educating yourself, getting an education, coming to the, it's a gamble sometimes, I think. Life asks us to wager big particularly if we want to win big. You know, if you want to win big, sometimes you have to bring a lot to the table. We have to bring a lot of ourselves to the table. And it feels to me that the world can no longer move forward without us mature folk stepping into our maturity and looking back to the young people and looking back to our peers and helping lift them up, because otherwise there's a bunch of kids running around, not only when they're kids, but also when they're 50 and 60 and 70, still worrying about nonsense.
Exactly. And I feel so fortunate. I feel it's just so meant to be right now. It's so meant to be. I'm so excited about it, to share it. I have so much to share, and I'm not even nervous about it. I feel so passionate about it. I just look so forward to being able to share it. Just getting started. I feel like I've had to go through this summer. I'm going through a lot of things, but here it is. School starts. It's time to get on there and get going.
That's what moves us forward, I think. It's inspiration. It's passion. You know, skill is good. Skill is necessary. Technique is necessary. But when you combine that with the passion to help people and the inspiration to want to do something, wow. So something you learned in the training that was personally enlightening for you.
Probably slowing down. Slowing down. I am the fastest eater, or becoming disembodiment. I didn't even know what that meant. The embodiment. I've spent my half life, I think, disembodied when I eat. I've done it. I become somebody else, or I don't even know who I am when I would eat like that. And to be able to share that when people look at me like, you do that? You've done that too? You know, really? Yes, I've done that same thing. I've stood and I've eaten and eaten, and I don't even know who I am. And all of a sudden you wake up and you go, what have I done? That was huge. That was huge for me to understand that, to truly understand that. Because it's all those aha moments, Mark. It's like, oh my gosh. I had so many, but that's just one of them.
Yeah. I'm really glad you said that, Leslie, because a lot of people hear slow eating and they think, oh, I got to chew my food a bunch of times, or they hear punishment, or they hear, oh, whatever. But what it is, it's so many of us check out of the body. We literally were checked out. We're here, we seem to be here, but we're really not. And from that place, yeah, we eat fast. And when you eat fast, you will be physiologically driven to overeat. You can be physiologically driven to emotionally or binge eat. And then we think we have a willpower problem. And really what's going on is we have to learn how to land in the body, for some people for the first time, because a lot of people, food is just eating itself is traumatic because it's tied into my weight, my diet, I have to diet, I have to do this. And so all the fear and the stress and the anxiety inside the mind, it causes us to just check out of the body. And it's just like 1/10 of us is present when we eat. So good for you for turning that around.
Yes. And sharing it. Even a few people that I've mentioned that to look at me like, really? You know, and that's what it's about. This is not about a diet. This is not about a magic pill. I don't have a diet for you. People actually, after knowing went through my certification, got certified, well, what kind of diet is it? I'm like, you know, and I it's not, you know, to have to really explain that it isn't a diet. It's who we are when we come to the table. It's who we are when we're eating. Who are you? What have you gone through in your life? People, that's hard. That's years. You're asking someone to look back years into their life and bring that forward. That's huge. I'm excited about it. I'm real excited about it.
I'm so pleased for you. I really am. So
thank you.
Something you've learned on the job, working with the client, that was really enlightening for you, or, you know, we learned things on the job that really helped move us forward. Anything comes to
Um, Other than, okay, it was a gentleman, and I talked to him a little bit about checking out when he eats. Checking out. Do you sit in front of the TV or I kind of mentioned women like to fill up, and then I tried to explain this a little bit, and then I talked about on the flip side, a man will tend to check out as he eats or overeats, and he got mad at me. he was mad at me. So I think I had to back off. I was real excited to share it. I was thought, oh, this will be great for him. I bet he does this. He talked about it a lot. He did. He talked about sitting in front of the TV a lot. Well, if you're doing that, I tried to talk to him about checking out, but he didn't want to go there with me. So I had to really back off. So that was big. And I thought, I really haven't even talked to him since. It's almost like he doesn't even want, and he paid. So, so it's one of those again, where I have to back off and try to rethink this a little bit. So, I try not to be discouraged by it.
Yeah, good. I'm really glad you brought this up, because this is why when a doctor or any other professional says they have a practice, we are literally practicing and we're learning as we go along. And, we have successes and we have things that don't look like a success. And, I just want to, a mentoring or teaching moment for you, for anybody else listening here. So often it's about the timing of our messages. Sometimes we have to massage each other a little bit before we bring in the sandpaper, before we bring in something that's going to be a little prickly. So I'm always making sure before I deliver messages for my client that I think might be difficult, I want to make sure I built up a rapport. I want to make sure I built up trust. I want to make sure I made them laugh a little bit by a silly joke that I say, or, I find out what makes them smile a bit, because, I could tell you have a lot of energy and you have a lot of moxie and you have a lot of mojo. And once you get going, I bet it's hard to stop you in a good way.
That's exactly right. I mean, that's exactly, I know I have to shut up. Okay, just settle down and just take this, shut up a little bit. Because I'm excited about it, but, and I feel like I have a lot to share and offer. So I just have to just take a deep breath and just step back. So that's a huge lesson for me.
Yeah. And it's hard. It's hard. Like each of us, and there are some practitioners who are the opposite of you, where they're too quiet and they don't bring their enthusiasm and they don't bring their passion, and they have to learn how to show up in that way and get excited about certain things that they are actually excited about, but they tend to mute their own excitement. So, that I think in large part is the beauty of helping others, because if we want to be effective, life is going to teach us. Life is going to show us where we need to hone our skills. It's going to show us where we need to, refine ourselves more. So it's good that you're aware of it. It's good that you're having the opportunity to get these lessons. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I am too. Yes. I'm excited about it. And we still talk, but he's not ready to move forward yet. So that's okay. So we'll just give it time. So
as you move forward with this work, where would you like to see yourself go professionally? How would you like to be showing up in the world? What would you like to be doing? Who would you like to be helping? When you kind of look into your Leslie McCoy crystal ball.
I would really like to be working with high school students. I would really, I foresee that. I hope that I just would like to have a practice where I really have a lot of clients coming and going. A lot. That's what I'm hoping I can build with this shake shop, and again, it's because I've been involved with them that I'm able to do this. But I'm hoping to build that up. I want to build a practice. I want to build a practice. I love working at school, and that I will continue to do it as long as I can, or as long as I have to. But I do want to build a practice. Really working at it.
Yay, good for you. It's time. Yes. That's the other part about this kind of work. That's the other part about being a coach, whether it's an eating psychology coach, a health coach, a life coach. It is building a practice. We don't say I'm going to poof a practice into the air automatically, because it is a building process. And we're not just building the practice, we're building ourselves. We're building our skills. We're learning how to put ourselves out there. It's for some people, that's the easy part of this. For some people, that's the hard part. Others, it's somewhere in between. But it's a wonderful journey. It really is.
It is. Putting myself out there. I think I've spent the last 10 years being invisible. I think I've wanted to be invisible. I've gone through a lot. I lost a daughter. I've been through a lot. So I've always felt comfortable in being invisible. I don't want to be invisible. I'm at a point now in my life, I don't want to be invisible. I want to do this. I want to do this, and I found comfort in it. The problem I found with it was when I talk to someone about it, and they're excited about it, then the next time I see them, they will avoid me. So I'm trying to get through this part of I don't want to be invisible, but I don't want to overstep myself either, So I have to get through that, understanding that maybe they're not ready yet, and that's why they're avoiding me now, And maybe it's part of the practice. It's part of the practice. But I know because I've done it myself.
Always make it about you. Always make it about your learning how to get better and better and better at this. And just take the lessons. How would I do that next time? How would I refine my skills? Even if it's not the right timing for that person, I find let's extract the maximum value from any learning experience for ourselves. So the next time you show up at the table with somebody, you're better. You have more skills. You have more learning. I think that's the way to go. I'm also really glad that you brought up this thing about being invisible, because I think you're speaking for a lot of people. You could be speaking for a lot of women. You could be speaking for a lot of women in your age group. I know this happens to young people, though. I know this happens to men, where for whatever reason in our lives, we feel like we need to not be seen. I don't deserve to be seen. I didn't need to hide. I need to cover up. And woo, that's not how we want to spend our lives.
No, exactly. What is that? I mean, I've even felt that even recently, all of a sudden, I put myself out there and I thought, oh, maybe that being invisible there's such a comfort in that. There is such a comfort in that it's sad. It's sad that I would want to feel that way. I'm letting life go by me. Life is, while I'm being invisible, I know it. I can feel it. Life is flying by while I'm being invisible.
Yeah. And the world needs us. The world needs you. The world needs each one of us. That's why we're here. We're here to do something. We're here to be something. We're here to show up, even if it's for one person, even if it's for one creature. We're here. And let's make the most of it. I also want to say, Leslie, since in this conversation, since you and I started talking about this piece around, your level of excitement and your power and your energy and sort of how to use that, you've dialed it down a notch. And but what's coming through is like, it's easier to hear the wisdom that comes through now. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think it's just because of my conversation with you?
Yeah, sure, fine. But all I'm saying is over here, what I'm noticing is it's easier to hear the wisdom coming through. And I think, that goes for any kind of conversation that we're having, whether it's with a client, a friend, a student, a loved one at some point. Yeah, let's be excited, let's be quiet, let's be all of that. But when we want to really deliver the goods, the wisdom, the money shot, the deep inspiration, it usually takes us to come from a different place, like a place that's just a little more calm and a place that's just kind of more channeling. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I can feel it too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Good for you. You're a fast learner. I like that.
I didn't realize it until now. Because I'm learning something I love. I'm learning something so passionate about. The whole year was just huge for me. Huge. Yeah.
Well, good for you. You're bursting onto the scene, and this is your coming out party. So congratulations. I'm glad to be part of this party.
Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful experience. Wonderful experience.
Yay. How can people find you?
How?
Yeah.
What do you mean, how?
How do they find you? If somebody wants to be your client, how do they find you?
Facebook. I have a Facebook page.
Yeah,
Leslie Rosenthal McCoy.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's how we track you down. I like it.
Leslie Rosenthal McCoy. Yes.
Beautiful, Leslie.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for everything. Thank you. Okay.
Yay. But I just want to say to people tuning in, if for any reason you are interested in the training we've been talking about, which is eating psychology, mind-body nutrition coach certification training, enrollment's in full swing for our next session. Starts soon. So reach out to us at info@psychologyofeating.com, info@psychologyofeating.com. We're happy to set you up with a phone call, one of our enrollment advisors, answer questions by email. We'd love to educate you about what we're up to. Thank you again, Miss Leslie. Really good to connect.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye.